everybody. My name is Manisha. So lovely to have all of you here today. This is my first ever, ever video. And I finally gotten out of my shell, gained a bit of confidence, and I'm putting myself out there. My aim is to share insights, messages I'm guided to share, inspirations that I have, just to share it with people who maybe just need something that can wake up this part of the this part of the this part of them that wants to come out. Bear with me, it's my first video, so I may go off track quite a bit. I'm going to try and stay on track, right? So I don't take too much of your time. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the inner child. And 95% of how we perceive our reality, the patterns of our lives, the relationships that we have with people, the relationships we have with parents and our siblings and our children and with the land, all of it, 95% comes from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind has the coding. 5% comes from your conscious mind. And our subconscious mind creates these patterns through your experiences in life. These experiences that are the basis for how we perceive our reality. So almost like these experiences and what our subconscious mind has understood is almost like a lens that you wear in front of your eyes, and that's how you perceive your reality and you respond accordingly. And as a child, we've all been children, right? And say from the age of 0 to about 8, 9, 10, that's when our subconscious mind is more dominant, because you as a child are just a sponge, and you will just take in every experience that you've had, and as children there is no you don't judge your experiences, you just take it all in, and it forms your belief systems. And as children, because we are so innocent, we just take things as they come. And that's why it's so important to nurture your inner child, because even as you grow up as adults, your inner child is very, very real. It's an archetype that is an eternal part of you that has always, as children, we always experience joy, excitement, magic, and wonder, and you want to explore, you want to be adventurous, right? And children are very, very present. They don't worry about the mistakes they made a few days ago. They don't worry about when are they getting their next meal. They're very much living in the here and now, which a lot of us adults today have forgotten, and as adults we are constantly stuck in the mistakes of the past, regrets of the past, and fear of the future, fear of the unknown, not knowing where we're heading. Little do we ever really live in this reality here and now. And inner child is one of those archetypes that really brings you here and now, right? And your inner child has varied experiences, right? So as children, if you've been traumatized, you were afraid of the dark, You were neglected. You felt lonely. You felt unheard. You felt unimportant because nobody would pay attention to you. You felt unloved. All of these tend to form belief systems as you grow up. And as children, because you're so innocent, you've just experienced it, you found a way to survive it, and that becomes a pattern in your life. So, for example, if a child generally feels very neglected and unloved, and one day the child falls down, gets hurt, suddenly mom and dad gave the child full attention and love. This is from the child's perspective. And what does the subconscious mind think? Oh, so when I'm helpless, when I'm hurt, when I'm in pain, I get love and attention. As you grow up, when you're seeking that love and attention because you feel so void of it, even though it's actually deep within you, you tend to attract situations where you do feel helpless, or you are in pain, or you are suffering of some kind. And love comes along its way. So it's like that. And it is the doorway. Your inner child is a doorway to perceiving your reality. Because your entire reality is based on what your inner child experienced. Yes, a lot of it comes from past lives. It comes from even what your parents or your grandparents experienced, or through your genetic line as well. But a lot of it also comes from your inner child. And as a child, we form relationships based on our experiences. We form our relationships with wealth, with love, with parents, with friends, with our home, with success, with failure. We form an understanding of all of this when you're children. So it is so very important to nurture your inner child, right? Even as adults, very, very important to nurture your inner child. So even Carl Jung, in his essay, it's called The Psychology of the Child Archetype. And he very beautifully explains that the image of the child represents the strongest, most ineluctable urge in every being, namely the urge to realize itself. The vital energy of this archetype needs expression, and it cannot be ignored without consequences. All a child wants to do, all we want to do even today, is experience ourselves. We may not consciously know we're trying to experience ourselves because we are experiencing this reality, but to understand that this reality is mirroring your energy that you send out in the universe, you are in effect experiencing yourself. And the inner child only wants to do that, experience what it is, who it is, and everything it is, right? And that is the goal of every child. They want to paint, they want to sing, they want to dance, they want to look silly, they don't care. They just really just want to experience themselves, right? And that is why it is so important to allow your inner child to very much be a part of who you are without suppressing it. So even today, as adults, in this age of complexity, we're so anxious all the time, we're so stressed all the time. And moreover, society expects adults to behave in a certain way. Because if you're playful, you're extremely joyful, and you are extremely innocent in even the way you perceive things, not naive, but experiencing things from innocence, you're considered childish, you're considered immature, and you'll hear a lot of people, even our own parents, sometimes saying, grow up. And so many times we've been told, suppress that child that wants to come out. Why? Because we're told grow up. We focus so much on being just adults without having this childlike filter to experience our life. I mean, imagine if you have that lens of joy and excitement and exploration and experiencing yourself while you are an adult today, what a wonderful reality it would be. Because challenges won't seem challenging. You get to express your creativity. It's an exciting moment, and you're fully in it. You're fully living then. But we're told grow up so many times. And a lot of the times, we as adults, we're so hard on ourselves, we don't even allow ourselves to have a bit of fun. We don't allow ourselves to just paint a little, dance a little, be silly, you know. And we're so caught up with that honestly you're not actually a full adult then. Because being an adult, true adulthood, involves nurturing, understanding, listening to your inner child. You're then truly an adult. Because when they imbalance that adult archetype, the inner child archetype, it's the most beautiful and rewarding experience you can have. So there was even a article that Jacqueline Wright mentioned. Her article is called Answering the Call of the Inner Child, and it was beautiful the way she explained it, because what she's trying to say is, if your inner child is calling you, it calls you in many different ways. It can call you through wanting to just experience things, be adventurous, paint, dance, sing, take classes, learn a new language, have fun a bit, even while you're at work and you just want to be a child, be silly, honestly, just allowed to be silly. And when that call of the inner child comes, it normally comes to remind you that you're being too one-sided, you're being too adult without that balance. And what it's doing, that call is coming from a place because our adult self has become too one-sided, too restrictive, too willfully progressive, and is in danger of being severed from the roots of our being. The roots of our being come from that innocence. And if we're going to keep charging on and being this adult, leaving our childlike view of this world, there will be a lot of mental patterns, emotional patterns that come out that actually cause a lot of discord in your being. Because you'll never live here and now, Even a lot of children who have had such childhoods where for some reason they had to be adults at a very young age. You know how a lot of people say, oh, she was very mature as a child, he or she was very mature as a child. They suppress their inner child at a very young age. And you need to look at such things, because why are people being so hard on themselves when they're children? Right? So, how do you connect to your inner child? One of the first most important things to do is to know, be aware that inner child exists. Inner child is there, is a part of you. Whether it's that small little voice trying to say, can we just take a break and sit in the beach and do nothing? Can we just go and learn an instrument to play? You're always working. Can we just take a few moments? Sometimes it's a very tiny voice, but it's there. It's always there. It's a part of you that will never leave. It's an archetype. It's an aspect of who you are. So firstly, acknowledge the existence of your inner child. And secondly, listen and be very, very patient with your inner child, because if your inner child has come, there's a very important learning there. So your inner child, how do you know that it's calling you, or it is an inner child? One of the best ways to know it is, for example, if out of the blue you have a memory of when you were a child. It may be traumatic, it may be fun, right? Don't judge it. But if a memory of childhood comes in, and for example, it's a negative one, I'll give you one of mine. I used to love talking to myself, okay? So I used to look in the mirror and I used to just keep talking. And at that moment, I was quite sure I locked my bedroom door. And I was so caught up looking at myself in the mirror and talking. I was so confident, because I wouldn't be so confident in front of other people, but in front of the mirror, I was extremely confident. And I was so excited. I was so engrossed in what I was saying. I can't remember what I was talking about. And suddenly, I see my sister standing right next to where the mirror is, and she just laughed at me. She said, "I caught you." I'm not upset at you. I'm over that. I'm just letting my sister know. But that memory stuck with me for so long. Because what it told me is, it is ridiculous for you to be childlike looking at yourself in the mirror. You'll be caught for speaking up. You'll be caught for expressing. Maybe that's what my subconscious understood from that whole experience. And then it becomes a pattern. It restricts me, right? So if a memory suddenly comes up, no, it's your inner child communicating with you. So what do you do when a memory comes up? You go there into that memory. You don't even have to be in a very meditative state, just the intention of wanting to connect is more than enough. So you go into that state, into that memory, forgive me. You are the adult who you are today. You can see yourself as a child. Approach the child and ask, what is wrong? What happened? Let the child say whatever he or she wants to. Let it all out, right? And say, okay, what do you think you're learning from this? And I say, well, I think this is what I got, this is what I got. And I say, okay, what do you really want to do? Oh, I just wanted to play. I just wanted to sing and not be made fun of, and dance and not be made fun of, right? I just wanted to be. So you've understood what your inner child wanted. Just wanted to be free, to be able to be a child. That's it. No judgment. The fact that you even have a memory like that means that there is an aspect of you that is stuck in that space and time. That inner child is stuck there. So as an adult, be the adult, right? So understand, okay, what are you afraid of? What do you want to share with me? Be the adult for yourself. Be the adult there. Go and ask her or him. I'm looking at myself while I'm speaking. Sorry about that. So ask her or him and understand, where is this coming from? Right? And through that conversation, you will already understand, wait a second, this is a pattern in my life? Has it all come from this one memory? Probably yes. You'll start to see a pattern. And it is so satisfying to find where it all began for you. And know that when that call has come, it's an invitation to heal. It's an invitation to heal. Take that invitation. Right? Very, very important when you're talking to your inner child. Forgive the child. Let the child know it's okay. Let the child know you're there for it. I'm here for you. You'll be alright. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. Like, for example, if there's a memory of a child hitting her sibling and then she got punished for it, the child will, and the parents don't know what the sibling actually did, but maybe she actually stood up for herself and she hit the child, she hit the sibling. Parents punished her. So what did she learn? That I cannot stand up for myself. So you tell the child it's okay to stand up for yourself, but you don't have to hit. There are other ways of doing it. Educate your inner child, right? It's an aspect of you. Nurture yourself by explaining such things. Lastly, most importantly, once that's done, watch the inner child, the child, transform. Transformation can be seen in many different ways. Either the memory starts fading in front of you, or the child smiles, stops crying, holds your hand, walks back with you, which means you've taken that part of you that was stuck in the space and time and has come back with you, or that experience has faded away. There are so many things and ways you can watch that child transform. Maybe that child is laughing and playing now and it's totally fine, or that experience changed for the better. So rather than the parents punishing her and her hitting a sibling, she went to the parents and said, Mom, this is what happened, right? That she went to her parents to say, Mom, I got hurt. Or, well, instead of throwing your sibling under the bus, it could be a better solution where you may go up to your sibling and say, don't do that, I'm hurt, it hurts. And then none of that happened. So you shifted the result of what had happened before. You changed it, which is again beautiful. So know in that moment, when the child has transformed, you just changed your belief system. You've changed your belief. You did it on your own. Now, how do you help your inner child thrive? Yes, that is how you heal your inner child, aspects of you that are stuck in various parts. So every time a childhood memory comes in, really allow yourself to be there for a moment and experience it. If you can't, if you're suddenly at work and you remember this memory, write it down and get back to it later. It'll be very quick to get back to those memories. Now, what can you do to help your inner child thrive? Many things. You can sing, you can dance, you can paint, you can read a book, you can be creative. Without any expectations of, if I learn to sing, will I now have to change my career? No, don't do that. A child has never done anything out of expectation. A child full of innocence with no agenda has never done that. So don't do that. Just sing because you want to sing. You want to learn how to sing? Go learn how to sing. Of course, if this changes into something more, if this becomes your passion and this is what you end up being in your career, that's amazing. But at the moment, be kind to yourself and just do it because you want to. So please be an adult, listen to your inner child, and that's my dog's barking. So what I would say is have fun. Please have fun unconditionally, without any expectation of what it's going to bring into your life. Laugh, play, be your inner child. Much love to you.